Hello, this is Shyle Irigoyen, and I was asked to do a quick recording of a presentation I did at last week's senior member meeting, specifically referencing the Civil Air Patrol senior member and promotions process. Now, a little bit of background. In 2019, they saw nationally a new volunteer university was created, an entire program which also coincided with the release of CAP Regulation 40-1, which deals largely with the professional development program and indirectly with promotions. Now, it still allows for in-person training, but the entire national focus has shifted to online learning. Through eServices, we have a program called the Learning Management System, and under that you have Access. So if you log into eServices and you go to online learning, you will see the Learning Management System, and from there you're able to go into Access, and if you are signed into a cohort, you can take a lot of your required training on your own time via electronic means. You can even see your grades and your progress using this system. As I said, CAP Regulation 40-1 deals with the professional development. There's a new name for that now. But we also have CAP Regulation 35-5, which outlines promotions, the standard Civil Air Patrol method of completing the levels, as well as promotions for a host of other reasons. Now, if you were hoping you could continue with the old system, the grandfather period ended a couple of years ago. So, unfortunately, we cannot go back and use that system. Let's just remember that promotions, it's a two-pronged system now called education and training, and that is largely geared towards achieving your various levels, the 5 levels of the senior member program. And promotions are built on this, in part, but this is not solely what you need to do to promote, because there is no such thing as an automatic promotion. You have to earn it, and you have to be actively involved in order to qualify for promotion. Most units, and I know the wing and region do, have promotion boards. Commanders would eventually approve or deny that promotion based on what the promotion board states. Promotions are never automatic, and as you can see up on the screen, some of the lower ranks, such as second lieutenant, first lieutenant, that can be approved by the squadron commander. Generally, captain on up is going to be wing or region. So you do need to be active, and you will need to justify that promotion request. So there's a couple of ways. Now, most of you will be using the Civil Air Patrol level system in order to complete those levels and then move on to your promotion. But there's also mission-related skills. A number of us are pilots. If you have a commercial instrument or you have ATP, you can be promoted to first lieutenant, a CFI or CFII, right into captain. For professional appointments, we do have a serious need for aerospace education officers. Legal officers are in high demand. Finance officers in many of the squadrons and the wing level are needed. Chaplains are central to our operations. And depending on your qualifications, you can get earlier promotion, but you have to understand, especially for prior military grades, there's a lot of factors involved. So I'm just going to ask that you read 35-5 for specifics. But it's also important because a number of people have actually completed DoD type courses. And many of those are equivalent to the standard Civil Air Patrol coursework that you would do online or in person. So if you were in the military, you might want to take a look at 40-1, the attachments, that means it's in the back, to see if any of the courses that you have actually translate to requirements today. Save yourself some time. Your rank is not your level, and I'm trying to get to that. Okay? Those who are promoted based on one of those earlier criteria, your military service, professional, or mission-based skills, you don't skip the levels. As I showed, a CFII can promote to captain. But they still have to complete level 1, level 2, you've got to complete those things before you can move on. Now, if you went right to captain, you still have to complete level 2 and 3 to get to major. Here is that overall process of completing the levels. Remember, levels are different than rank. You have to complete the levels, and then you can apply for a rank. I keep saying rank, I should say grade promotion. So, look at it this way. For captain, if I want to move on to major, I have to have completed level 1, level 2 part 1, level 2 part 2, and level 3. Then I can start to work on level 4 and move on. First thing I would suggest for those that have questions or are interested in moving on in the grade system, you need to talk to the ETO. The squadron ETO is Gloria Whalen. Of course, you can also talk to me, squadron commander. There's a number of people. Colonel Russ Smith would be another great source. And I recommend, but it's certainly not required, try to devote an hour or two per week to your process of completing the senior member program. And you do have to get comfortable with online. Yes, there are some in-person options. Online is pretty much what you're going to do. And speaking of what you're going to do, when you're ready to actually begin your next professional development level, you're going to go into professional levels right here. And you are going to request a cohort. Simple process. Once you're added, the lead instructor, it's a national lead instructor, will reach out to you with more information. And you can always check your progress with the professional level screen. So, how you request a cohort, how you can check your professional level. Now remember, the reports here generally give squadron level information. It's not very specific to you as an individual. So I recommend going to professional levels. When you go in, you will see a process just like this. Now, it does show I have level 3. Not all of these are signed off. Simple reason. We have, I was grandfathered in, so my level 3 would have been completed in the year 2000. So if you did have levels before the 2019-2020 changeover, you don't have to complete them over again. As I said, by the way, it's grade, not rank. We do tend to say rank, but it is grade. Once you've met the conditions, you need to speak to the unit commander, because the unit commander is going to be the first step in most cases to either approving or nominating you for that next grade. Especially at the wing level, there is a promotion board. You may need to justify why you believe that you deserve the promotion. And there is a personnel section of e-services that we can move that along. Now, this is separate than the professional appointment, prior military service, things like that. You actually have to complete a form and submit it with the documentation. If you have any questions, I'd love for you, again, to ask Lieutenant Whalen or myself. I'm always here to help out.